Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. Today I'm taking a break from the episodes about the Giants because I have had so many people asking me if I would cover Flat Earth for my Question the Narrative series. And I'll tell you, I had been thinking about it for quite a while, and the reason that I didn't do it yet was because cognitive dissonance is at its peak, it seems, when it comes to flat earth. I mean, as strong as it seems to be with the mask debate, it's that much worse when it comes to talking about flat earth stuff. And people get really angry, they get really upset, and I didn't really want to deal with it. But since I have had so much interest in it, I'm just going to tackle it because that's what this whole series is about questioning the narrative. Now, I want to remind you, as I do with all of my Question the Narrative series videos, that I am not telling you what to believe. I am giving you ideas of things to look into, point of views that you may not have thought about before. And I just want to encourage you that it is really okay to question the mainstream narrative, especially in a time when we are visibly lied to in so many ways. So I'm starting out with this meme right here. And it says, "Get them while they're young and bend their minds," Spencer Dryden. And it says, "How old were you when they told you it was a ball? Did they present evidence or just show you cartoons?" And I think that is in itself the reason that so many people have an issue when it comes to just getting very upset about the fact that they don't like to question the whole globe situation. They will question the government when it comes to vaccines. They will question the government when it comes to things like Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 and about so many different topics, except for this one. This is the one that everybody's like, oh, well, they would never lie about that. So, and are they lying about it? I don't know 100%. Again, I'm just presenting information to you. So here I just wanted to explain to you what cognitive dissonance is, in case you weren't sure when I mentioned that before. Cognitive dissonance is a mental conflict that occurs when beliefs or assumptions are contradicted by new information. The concept was introduced by the psychologist Leon Festinger in the late 1950s. He and later researchers showed that when confronted with challenging new information, most people seek to preserve their current understanding of the world by rejecting, explaining away, or avoiding the new information, or by convincing themselves that no conflict really exists. Cognitive dissonance is nonetheless considered an explanation for attitude change. This is why people get upset when you challenge what they hold most closely. So, I first started questioning the whole idea of flat earth back in 2017. That is actually when I came across it for the first time. And back in 2017, that was before YouTube started censoring and burying information. So I remember the one day I just got bored and I just went on YouTube and I was looking for stuff to watch. And I had all these flat earth videos in my recommended section. So I thought to myself, oh, how can anyone possibly believe that's true? So I clicked on my first flat earth video and I was mesmerized. And I watched another and another and another and another. And the things that had really had me questioning how anyone could believe such a thing were all answered in such precise ways that I really started to think to myself, could this possibly be true? So one of the reasons, other than the cognitive dissonance, that we believe in this so much is because we really are indoctrinated into the whole globe model from a very, very young age. So I'm just going to show you just a few seconds of this video right here, and it gives you a perfect example of how we are inundated with images of the globe. And remember the neuro-linguistic programming that I was speaking about, when we were talking about the pandemic? Well, the same goes when it comes to images. So let's just watch this for a few seconds. So there we have all of these different globes or just popping up everywhere. And have you ever thought about that? have you ever thought about the fact that it really does seem to just be everywhere? And I want to show you that. Look at all of this. These are all logos that are used for different corporations. And so we might not realize it, but we are in fact bombarded by this constantly. It's constantly in our vision. So just show you a few more minutes, and that's what I'm talking about. It's constantly in our vision. Okay, so this video here is actually in a fantastic documentary called The Truth in Plain Sight. The channel is Hibbler Productions. Now, I do have to say that unfortunately, they use the F word a couple of times in this documentary, which is why I've been hesitant to put it on my do your own or things to research playlist, because I just don't appreciate that language. I wish they wouldn't have, because the documentary in itself is excellent. But if you are interested in it, I would just, not watch it with your kids. But for sure, it will answer a lot of questions, and it was very, very well done. It honestly looks like it was just professionally done. So in this footage here, we saw lots of the globe logos that were used, and one of them is Universal Studios. So Universal Studios started using this globe picture, or actually it was like a video, in 1927. And so you might think, okay, well, they wanted to show, the Earth on the Universal Studios. But the fact is that no one was actually up high enough to see what the Earth looked like in 1927. If you look here, that looks pretty accurate when you're looking at North and South America. And I just can't help but wonder, how did they get this so accurate if no one had ever been up there? In fact, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but Yuri Gagarin, he was a Soviet Air Force pilot and cosmonaut, and he became the first human to journey into outer space, achieving a major milestone in the space race. And that happened in 1961. So no one was even up there that could see it until 1961. And I don't even know if he went high enough that he would be able to see the shape of it. I'm assuming there's no way he would have been able to see the whole shape of it from where he was at. But the point is that 1927, there's no way that they could have possibly known that that's what it actually looks like. Now, interestingly, back in 1931, in Popular Science magazine, there was a scientist named Auguste Piccard, and he actually made his own kind of like balloon, but he was able to go inside of it, and he was able to go up 10,000 feet. And this is what he said. And again, this was in Popular Science magazine. It seemed a flat disc with upturned edge. And it says Popular Science magazine in 1931, after he came back down from 10,000 feet as the first man ever to do so. So from 10,000 feet, he said that it looked like an upturned disc. And right here, this is the actual Popular Science magazine that it was in. I saw this video. This is Pastor Dean Odell, if you don't know who that is. And he talks about that because he has a copy of the Popular Science magazine, and he actually read the full article in one of his videos. So just lots of interesting stuff. Just going back to the whole 1927 picture, how did they know? How were they so just I don't want to say perfect, but how were they so accurate on that? So one of the other questions that I had, when I was thinking about, well, how could anyone possibly believe this, was I thought, well, there's all these pictures that they have of the Earth. But then I took a closer look, and the pictures that we have of the Earth are actually not very similar. The continents change sizes. The ocean looks like it's different colors. Sometimes the continents even seem to be in different places. And there is actually a video from NASA where they are explaining that the picture of the Earth is photoshopped. They don't, they just take kind of strips of it, like they did in that video where I was showing you for Google Earth, where I said that seam that went to the North Pole. And that's what they said they do with this. So when you are looking at these pictures, You are not looking at actual images of the earth, even though that's what we've been led to believe. So here, this is another reason that I didn't believe in it, because this is what, sorry, my mouse is going crazy. Anyway, so this is something else that made me choose not to believe it, because this just looks crazy. Some flat discs just floating in outer space amongst the asteroids, and it literally makes no sense, because you ask yourself, okay, well, why does the earth look like this when the other planets are not like this? And that's something that I'm actually going to answer, maybe, hopefully. I'm going to gauge the interest in this, but that's something that I'll answer in another video. But that this is one of the reasons. I just thought that it looked absolutely absurd. Okay, so let's go. And that's another thing, you know, we just kind of think of things falling off the edge. And that's what people who are making fun of other people who are looking into the whole flat earth idea, they kind of make fun of them. Well, what about falling off the edge? And that is also something that I will explain in another video. There are so many topics when it comes to flat earth that I could make 20 videos on this, because again, I have been looking into it since 2017. And can I tell you 100% that it's flat? No, but what I can tell you is that from what it seems, from the things that I have been looking at, I believe there is a very, very strong chance that we are living in something similar to this. Now, this actually comes from the Logos Bible Software website. And what they act, this is a graphic image of what the biblical vision of the earth looked like. This was based on the Genesis creation account. So you've got the earth here, you have Sheol underneath here, you have the great deep, you have the firmament, you have the waters above, and then you have the sun, moon, and stars enclosed inside the firmament, just like Genesis says. And you know, that's one issue that I have to bring up with a lot of Christians, especially those who say that they believe in a literal creation story. A lot of people are very, very quick to say that they believe in the Bible. They take the Bible literally, and they believe that, you know, the creation story is literal, and that, you know, they use that against the evolutionary theory. But when it comes to how the Bible actually says the earth was created and how it was made with the firmament, the word that was used, that the Hebrew word was rakia, and I think it means emblazoned. So it means a solid structure. So the word rakia, the word that is used in firmament in the book of Genesis, it's a solid structure. And yet a lot of Christians just completely overlook that, because when it comes to the shape of the earth, we have all been ingrained with the scientific notion of what the earth looks like. And that is one area where we really have been kind of overlooking what the Bible tells us. So I found this, I thought this was interesting, and it says the globe is the foundation for evolution, the Big Bang, atheism, alien seeding, paganism, the occult, the New World Order, and satanic world control. And the flat earth is described in the Bible, validates the Bible, is scientifically proven, points to God alone as creator, and blows Satan's deceptions wide open. Now do you see why they're lying? Because that's one thing that a lot of people want to know. Well, why would they lie? So now, linked to this is probably going to be the last thing that I can show you. I'm just going to continue in this video right here. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted to show you. So, this is very interesting, and if you are a Christian, this should raise some red flags. So the speed of the globe's orbit is 66,600 miles per hour. The curvature in 1 mile squared is 666 feet. The Earth is said to be on a 66.6 degree tilt. Earth's axis of rotation and its plane of orbit around the sun is said to be at 66.6 degrees. And the polar circles are located near the poles of the Earth at 66.6 degrees. So again, red flags. And again, I'm just introducing this topic to you. I am not telling you what to believe, but I am telling you that it is something that is definitely looking into. Have a great day.
Millions of Californians breathe levels of pollution that can put their health at